Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back again to this podcast. You know, I am very amused by the level of response that I'm giving lately. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. So, I have been really amused by the kind of response that I'm getting through LinkedIn or through YouTube, gaining these 500 followers within 2 days exactly on all the platforms combined, though it's still a big number. And, on the just the audio podcast, the numbers are growing very steadily. The rise has been very magnificent, and I'd like to thank all of you, first of all, who have been listening to me lately, who've been having giving me such great response over the podcast, commenting, and liking, and obviously sharing the content. So today's podcast doesn't feature any guest, to be particular, but I'd be talking about a book that I read lately. And it's called Think and Grow Rich. you know Times come that what happen is, we start imagining a sum, an amount in our heads that we want, a sum that will make our life so much better, a sum which is not exactly what we need at this point. you know it becomes our want and it gets in our head. What happens then is that in just imagining process of it, we just lose the connect with the reality. What happened with me before is that I wanted, I have this 50 crore rupees in my account. I don't know from where it will come. Then I start imagining how will I actually spend it rather than how will I actually earn it. When you start earning, you just realize, reaching that level is very difficult. First of all, I tell you what this book talks about is that understand that how much money do you actually need at this point of time. If I need, not 50 crores to be particular, if I need 5 lakhs to start off something which can grow into 50 crore rupees in a period of time, so the actual requirement I have right now is 5 lakh rupees. Then understand how you'll actually achieve that sum. I'm not talking about the actual want thing, but I am talking about the need theory. How do you achieve the need first? How do you achieve the first 5 lakhs to make that 50 crore rupees? Right. For me, it's been kind of a hustle getting to the point. I started off a podcast, I wrote a book, I started freelancing on different platforms. I started software testing being a BCom graduate. You know, through this time, through this pandemic, through this lockdown, I've discovered new ways to get things going. you know for me, like example, like to grow rich, actually I need this 5 lakh rupees to invest in my podcast, to get proper equipment, to build proper digital marketing channels to promote this, to build the audience, to grow magnificently, or write another book that I'm thinking about, that will be totally related to the economics behind this pandemic which is going on, right? So then after we actually realize that how will we be getting this 5 lakh rupees eventually, right? We need to know, we have to set a date till when we want that this amount to be achieved. It would be much better if we put on a target of 50,000 by freelancing in this month, right? Rather than setting a big goal of, winning a lottery of 5 lakh rupee, or, building, just, randomly going through potential investors. First of all, what we can do is that sell our service. Go to freelancer.com, go to upwork.com. There are plenty of things that an average person can do who doesn't have any technical skill, to be honest. If you can get on laptop or write something for somebody, that won't be a very big task. So if you plan that I'm going to spend, 2 or 3 hours a day in writing or doing some artwork, making logos, making sounds, right? Creating music, or assisting somebody in some work, doing research for somebody else, that will be setting a target for yourself first, and then for the timeline you're trying to achieve for that particular small amount, that will eventually lead you to grow correspondingly, right? Then eventually when you pick out goals, now pick positive goals, make these goals realistic. It can't happen overnight that you grow this much amount of time. If you think that, yeah, 50K is unachievable at this point of time, so understand what is achievable, and don't make goals in the very beginning. When you get into that process, no, then is the time that you actually know how it can be done, how much time it will take, so that you remain optimistic with the fact that you're sticking to your thoughts. you know you won't be pessimist when you realize the reality. That's one thing. you know then after that what's the positive goal behind it, put four sensible statements in your mind. That, for an example, that I'd be researching on two topics a day, relating to such these different verticals in the economy, or the culture, or the art, or any form of service that you can provide, right? That stick in your head that these four statements I have to achieve in a day. Start off making a diary first of all. I definitely recommend, going back, I'm always in phone. I tried making, these notes on phone, and, maintaining them, or I'd say just sticking to them. That doesn't help. The actual notepad can't be replaced, to be honest. Technology might bring a lot of advancements in our lives, but when you actually write, no, your mind, your conscious, your subconscious are both intact and working on the same goal. You might be noting something on these text notes or whatever, these reminders, but I what I personally feel is that the subconscious mind isn't present when you're doing it, because subconscious is somewhere directing you to write something. Conscious is writing, and subconscious is guiding the conscious what to write. That's what I've learned from the book, The Power of a Subconscious Mind. I'll talk about that book later on in another podcast I might be doing. Then realize that, just know the fact that whatever work or whatever statements that you have in your head right now at this moment, just be confident about it. I'd say that even if you feel that something is very unachievable, I'd say that being optimist doesn't hurt. Expectations do hurt, but being optimistic about the fact, being optimistic about your goals, however unrealistic these things might be, expecting things to happen is a different story, and being optimistic is a whole lot different story. So if you're optimistic about things, I don't think that hurt anyhow. Okay? Then I'd say is that have faith on yourself. Develop a sense of faith in your subconscious mind. Whatever you're consciously doing now, I'd say that give things time. Do one task a day, but just put your heart into it. First, like when the lockdown started, there was a difficulty into getting these internships. So I was looking out for different ways, that I'd get an internship, I'd complete this certificate, I do this virtual program, I do that correspondingly. Eventually I managed to gain, these 8-10 certificates. I completed 2 internships. But if I fall back and realize that how much did I actually put into that, I'd say that the productivity level was much less. If I would have put in one work at a time, if I would have focused on building one certificate at a time and not rushing into things, and rather be, taking in the knowledge small by small, the things would have been much more fruitful for me. You know, and just, for the sake of goal, I'd say that start making things, start planning out things, have blocks of times, make realize that when you start planning out things on this day, there's one module that I want to achieve. I don't want to do the second module on this same day. I'd rather pursue an art or a hobby on the same day, right? Plan out things that make yourself, that make you go on. If I put in all my day into a hobby or YouTube or any other platform, even if I'm doing this podcast, I'm doing this after I finished my internship work, after I finished my daily research, which I do, after I've completed the newspaper, completely reading it. Set out your priorities in life first. This is something I want to do because this is my passion, coming in front of the camera, talking, building community, getting to know people. If I've hosted these 5 episodes first of the podcast, all I wanted to do was network with people, know people, and understand what it actually takes into getting into an industry. I talked to 3 people before. You can see in the previous podcast or the previous videos if you're watching this on YouTube. I talked about life in Bangalore, life in Christ University, in Punjab University, or talked about the digital marketing space specifically in Bombay, to be particular, and pursuing your creative mindsets with Ruma. Aditya talked about his life, switching off so many professions and getting and building his own startup. Utkarsh talked about his perspectives of the economic overview, or the whatever government is doing these days to help us out. So what I'm actually trying to understand is, how can I learn from a lot of people? If I'm getting in front of the camera, I have this passion of talking to people, talking as much as I can, understanding them, learn from them, to be particular. If tomorrow I need some requirements when it comes to digital marketing, I have a person, Aditya, who to fall back on. If I need something for the content management thing, I can contact Roma. If I need something related to market research, I have Utkarsh to fall back on. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a network of people around me that will build me and that will grow me. You as an audience would learn something, not from me, from the guests as well, would be coming. And there's a long, long list that would be coming right now. I've been personally reaching out to people, understanding, what it takes to convincing them to come to podcast. Because there are many people who'd be featuring in this podcast who'd be very new to Zoom calling or video conferencing. To somebody who's coming, who's 60 years old, doesn't know how to use technology. I think to a point I mastered the art on convincing him to eventually even download Zoom software and come online with me. So marketing or sales is just the art of convincing somebody, building relationships, both personal and professional, at work, at home, is an essential to grow in life. Coming back to the book, write down, first of all, when you write down the amount of money you want, how you'd obtain it, and read that statement daily. Put out the poster, put out a note, put out the wallpaper on your phone, that this is something I want to achieve. So that would eventually lead you to grow, right? And whatever handy knowledge you can have, I'd say that maintaining a daily diary, even of, maintain a diary of even the unproductive things you do, the amount of time you've spent on YouTube, or the amount of time you've spent on Spotify. I'm not talking about the podcasts, and I'm not talking about the rubbish stuff we do, watching these cat videos, or watching some unsensible, insensible stuff that won't eventually matter and won't help you grow. Entertainment purpose is a thing. We need breaks, but eventually we don't want that thing to grow in our head and just sit there. So have handy knowledge. First of all, write diaries, write even the unproductive stuff you do. That is very essential to analyze that this is the amount of time I'm wasting on things, on TikTok or whatever platforms you're wasting on. If even TikTok, even YouTube have a lot of things that you can gain from. I'm not talking about stuff, but still there's a lot of irrelevant stuff that you can avoid yourself from, right? Then whatever handy knowledge that you're capturing now, understand that how you can make that knowledge viable and fulfill your eventual goals and desires relating to that. And having all the knowledge won't be enough ever. You know, what will eventually matter is the correct implementation that you'll be doing of stuff. I've tried my hands on YouTube, with my friend. I've tried my hands at writing. I've tried my hands at content management. I've tried my hands at so many things in freelancing, you know, building, I'd call that business innovation. I'd call that social thinking. I failed plenty of times. Eventually, even if this video ends, I'd say then after a month, I even only gather 100, 200 people watching this episode. I'd say that even if this failure of not achieving the number of views or number of, my target audience is not achieving that 1,000 or lakh or a crore milestone when it comes to views. My target audience would only remain the people that I'd be connecting to on a personal level, first of all. Second, I'd say is that building relationships among people. Third, understanding the human psychology, what goes behind the marketing and sales. If I'm doing my MBA, right? If I'm doing anything, I'd say that MBA in particular, urges you to go beyond your borders of mind and urges you to think about society much more, understanding society upfront. When you get in corporate, you need to know stuff, how to get things done, how to get that person do that thing, how to convince your boss into doing something. That thing you can only know when you've practically experienced failure, when you've practically read about it, and when you've started planning out how do you convince somebody. So these are some little things that will be helping you in your journey. And at the corporate code and on YouTube, it's called What the Business. So I'd say my single most purpose here is being able to connect to you, because I know if I've been blessed with this platform on Spotify or on YouTube or on LinkedIn, I want to maximize my reach. I want to understand you as a viewer. I want to understand the industry and the market analysis. And I want to understand business in general. So I'd say just do subscribe and continue listening. And whatever inputs you have, do write in the comment sections below. Thank you for watching. I'd be back with another book review, a book analysis, and another guest very soon on this podcast. Thanks for connecting. Bye. Take care.